Hello friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Freestyle Friday. That was some Insta360 Go 2 footage from a local place here called Torque Motorsports. It's actually a sim racing place, but they have a bunch of extra floor space, so they invite a bunch of these RC drift folks out to build a little racetrack and rip around it on... I mean, it's like open all the time, but usually they hang out Thursday nights and Sunday nights. And so yeah, I'm going to start going Thursday nights. Last night, Patrick, Eva, and I met up there and did a whole bunch of flying. That was the only battery that I put through the tiny lifter. It's actually the other tiny lifter, but yeah, so that was the one battery that I flew on the tiny lifter. Eva also flew a set of batteries on the tiny lifter. And then the majority of what we were doing is just flying with the regular whoops, because it is difficult, man. It is really difficult to chase those little drift cars. The big thing is elevation. Just trying to drop your elevation down low enough is really, really, really difficult. But I mean, what all of us were really kind of blown away by is how similar it is to doing that for real. It's admittedly it's more difficult to chase them with the tiny whoops from an elevation standpoint. Whereas in real life with like a 5-inch rig chasing proper drift cars, it's just sketchier. You're just much more like, oh my God, don't go down, because you're gonna get run over and lose the whole rig. So yeah, it's chasing RC drift cars is really chill and like cool and fun. But man, it is difficult, like, because it looks so cool when you get down really low. But when you get down really low like that, you get into your own ground effect, and it really makes things difficult. The tiny lifter especially, because it's blowing a lot of thrust to pick up that 26 and a bit gram camera. The regular tiny whoops are a lot easier in that respect, and they're so much lighter. Like the tiny lifter is like flying a school bus, so of course it's going to be kind of difficult. The regular whoops are an absolute blast, but you know, of course, you don't get HD footage out of them. So yeah, if you guys have like RC drift cars are way more popular than quads. So if you can find like a local group that meets up and does the drifting thing with their little RC ground pounder cars, you're gonna dig it. It's gonna be a hell of a challenge. Like, yeah, I mean, all three of us were like really focused and like really. You know how I could tell that how difficult it was. All three of us when we were flying, we're doing the head bob. Like we were all catching ourselves because we were just so in the goggles and like just concentrating on being able to keep the elevation down super low and yeah, all the things. In the chat, Kevin Sumner was first, Mick Mucus was next, Eric Moe, Northern Tier, Punani, Mr. Huggy, Gusto FPV, Rockcrawler, Titan, Brandon Woodford, Kevin James, Juicy FPV, Mr. Blue Sky Riot 9, Espander, Frank Nicholas, and it looks like that's everybody. Is the chat working? Somebody type something in the chat. Is chat functioning? What's happening? Is it working? You guys there? Can you guys hear me? Are you guys there? There you guys are. Guess what? Check out my Harbles. Check out my male ball bag. Wait, that's not it. This is a box from Emacs that just showed up. Let's, I mean, I think I kind of showed you guys the list of stuff that I got anyway. But, no. No. Found one more. Found the last one. Got them all. Got them all. Okay, now we can move on. Now we can move on. Look at all these propellers! So these are a brand new 3630 propeller from Emacs, which I'm super interested by. I really, really, really wish that it was either M5 and T-mount, which Emacs did at some point, so I know they have the ability to do that, but they did it once and then they never did it again, and that is kind of annoying because these 3630 propellers would be brilliant on You know what? I can probably just drill these out. Do I have a 3mm drill bit, is the question? If I have a 3mm drill bit, I can drill these out, and then... What's 3mm? And I'm sure that I don't have a metric drill bit set, but 3mm in inches. 0.118. What's the fraction on that? 1mm, approximate size in inches, 1/25th of an inch. I'm sure that I don't have a 1/25th drill bit. That's a shame. Yeah, I would really like to run these on the FPV Cycle 2104 3mm motor shaft motors. I'm gonna go on Amazon and buy a 3mm drill bit. Do they have any in hex? Give me a hex one. They just have kits in hex. Milwaukee. Oh, you bastard. Why? Metric drill bit set. Hey, what? $68? Go to hell. That's just no. No. That's super annoying. $68. What's it made of? Glod? What world are we living in? I'm just gonna end up getting one of these cheapos. I'm gonna leave this open, and I'm gonna figure that out later. Yeah, I'm gonna get a 3mm drill bit and see if I can't drill these out to work with the main question is, will it stay centered when I'm drilling it out? That's what I don't know. In chat, if you want to talk directly to me, I forgot this. All you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up an orange, and I'll know that you're talking to me, rather than just screaming into the ether. This is my full-time job. If you like these kind of live streams, why not just these live streams? Head on over to CiottiFPV.com, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can support me. Patreon helps out the most, and you get the most benefit from Patreon. We've had one new patron for every single live stream lately, and why don't we keep that shit going? One of you is not a patron. I promise you that it's going to be worth $3 a month. I promise. And you can cancel at any time. Hold on. Somebody needs a shout out. Somebody joined the Patreon, I want to say yesterday, and they get their shout out. Okay, mark is red. No, mark is unread. Package delivered. Yeah. Come on, where is it? Where? Come on. How have I gotten this many emails today? Go to hell. Internet. There it is. Juicy FPV, thank you for jumping onto the Patreon. Welcome to the gangliest of gangs in all the gangland area. It's gangland now. That's what's happening. Good God, it was today International Email Day? What the hell? Why so many emails? Rockcrawler as well. Welcome to the Gangly Gang, my friend. Thank you for jumping on and supporting the madness that is attempting to be a full-time FPV person. It's a crazy journey, and I literally could not do it without you beautiful people. Pre-sale? What? Okay. All right, we good. Bunch of different ways you can support me other than Patreon, but yeah, Patreon is definitely the most helpful, and you get the most benefit from it. But it's Friday, man. Buy yourself something nice on Etsy. Buy yourself some stickers or some hardware that might help you during your builds. Over on Fiverr, you can work directly with me one-on-one. I worked with somebody today on flight instruction. It was a blast. I also can help you out with tuning and build planning. Make sure you stop buying the wrong stuff and wasting your money and time. Teespring, there's some really fun shirts and other random stuff. PayPal, if you want to do a super chat but you don't want YouTube or Google to take 30%. And then I've got all these affiliate links. Whenever you're ordering something on the internet, there's probably a content creator that's got an affiliate link to that website. Take a couple of minutes, see if you can find it, and it'll help them keep doing what they do and, you know, potentially making free content for you to watch on YouTube. I have affiliate links to WeBleed FPV, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. So all you got to do is hit this affiliate link at some point before you check out, and I'll get a small percentage of your order, and I'll use it on more stuff for testing and bringing you guys that juicy, sweet, fat-ass knowledge. That took a strange turn. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other random stuff down here that you might dig. FPV Therapy is a group on Facebook, and there's a channel on our Discord called FPV Therapy for those of us that struggle with mental illness all day, every day. It's not a spot to drop flight edits or anything like that. It's a spot to try to live a happier, healthier life. So check it out. You'll like it. In the chat, Rockcrawler says, hey, CiottiFPV and everyone. Titan says, what's up, gangly gang? Punani says, have you tried unplugging and plugging it back in again? In reference to the fact that I couldn't get Stream Deck just stopped working. You know, just for funsies. Frank Nicholas says something. Kevin Sumner says, helicopter, helicopter. Mr. Huggy says, no, we are not here. It's all a figment of your imagination. Espander says, I found a localish, pretty large outdoor RC track, so sometimes go there to chase some 8th scale cars, sometimes 5th scale petrol driven cars in nearby fields. Pretty good fun as well. So I've been wanting to do, well, I have done that. I have chased outdoor RC cars. Those are grip cars, and much like full-size cars that are designed for grip and not drift, they change speed and they change direction incredibly fast. Drift cars are very slow, very gentle. They speed up slowly. They slow down slowly. They go around corners slowly. So us being up in the air, you know, really drifty, it's a good match for drifting. But any grip-based, like, you know, four-wheel thing is going to be really, really, really hard for us to chase. And that's been my experience with, with non-drift RC trucks, is they're just really tough to, like, you're just struggling to stay anywhere near them. With the little RC drift cars, like, you can get on their fucking door and just hang out. It's really, really cool. Regardless, it's super fun. Fun Per Volt says, if you're purchasing drill bits, see if you can find them in left hand. Really? Why? Left hand opposite rotation drill bits? What would that accomplish? That's interesting. Tell me more. All right. So we are good here. I have shilled. Let's get back into the old mailbag. These propellers, let me take a quick look at them. I'm curious as to what the deal is with these new Emacs Avan 3630 propellers. I don't know why these are 3.6. That's kind of weird. 36 refers to 3.6 inches. They've got a really aggressive... I mean, they tend to do this. The Emacs... Oh, man, the webcam looks like ass. Hold on, let me launch this, and then it'll clean up a little bit. Emacs has a tendency to do this. They put a really aggressive... bit of blade profile here in by the hub. In by the hub, the propeller blade is traveling slower, so more material kind of helps to make up for that fact. Out here on the tip, the propeller blade is really hauling ass. so you don't need as much material. But yeah, this is something that Emax does pretty frequently. They get very aggressive with this. The only problem with doing that, and this is a problem with a bunch of their props, is if you look at where the mount base is for the motor, the mount base is up above this really aggressive part of the propeller. So there are going to be motors that this propeller just flat out doesn't work on. Let me see if I have anything floating around where I can kind of show that to you. Well, I mean, here's an example of a motor that it will work on, and this will kind of just show you what I'm talking about. So this is a little tiny motor. This is a little 1103, and you can see that when you mount the prop on here, Jesus. Okay, that's going to be hard to get off. When you mount the prop on here, there's plenty of room for that big aggressive part of the blade to kind of clear. You know what I mean? But as the motor gets wider, that becomes more difficult. And there is a point somewhere around 18 millimeter wide motors where... don't quote me on that, but usually it's somewhere around there, where these propellers won't work on those motors. It also kind of depends on the bell design of the motor. You could make a 20 millimeter wide motor that the top of the bell looks like this, right? And that would give this enough space for this little angry bit to clear. But yeah, if you're going to get some of these props, think about that. If you've got a motor that's like 18 millimeters wide and the whole top bell of the motor is completely flat, this is probably not going to work. You're probably not going to be able to push this down far enough onto the motor. Other than that, this is a really stiff blade, which I really like. Emax's 3-inch prop, the only problem with it, it's a great propeller. The only problem with it is that the blades are too flimsy and you just can't crash them. This is really nice. My only concern is that this is pretty thin up here, so that when you do start crashing this propeller, it's going to crease right around here. What's nice about that is if it creases up here, there's a good chance that it won't hit the arm. I hate propellers, and so should you, where a lot of HQ props are like this. The connection point between the hub and the blade is really thin, and that will allow the entire blade to bend down, and that makes it like you do not have to crash hard for that blade to then hit the arm, and now your rig is unrecoverable, which is kind of scary. This is a much better design, where up in here by the hub, it's really, really, really strong, and then it's still strong, still strong, still strong, and then just out here by the tip, it starts to kind of give. And you can see it when I do that. You can see where the blade bends, right? It's bending out here. It's not bending in here. So this is really good propeller design. I really dig these. 3630, so it's a 30 pitch. It's a pretty aggressive pitch. These are going to make... so I got these mainly for the cycle racing stuff that's coming up, and these are going to be good. I'm excited for these. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of these. I got 9 sets of these. I got 3 sets for me, and I got 6 sets for giveaways. To be honest, now that I look at these, and I gotta make sure that they clear. But as long as these clear, I might keep more than 3 sets of these. We'll see. But yeah, exciting. There are not many 3.5-inch prop options, so it's really nice that we've got another one. Even though this is technically 3.6, this will more than likely clear on a 3.5. So yeah, very cool. Some of these are definitely for upcoming giveaways, so some of them will be. And then I got another one of these little 300 mAh Fat Boy batteries. Jesus. Mr. Huggy says, don't start chasing RC drift cars. That's another rabbit hole for you. I mean, I'm basically just gonna go like Thursday nights. I don't have a live stream, and this place is like right around the corner. So yeah, Thursday nights I'm just gonna get in the habit of buzzing over there, and they get started around 6:30, and spend an hour or two. And they got a bunch of really nice sim rigs that are on motion control platforms. So I'll probably, and it's pretty cheap. It's $14 for a half an hour in the sim. So yeah, I'm gonna almost certainly start farting around with that. Yeah, I got another one of these 300 mAh batteries. This is the absolute king of the Modula 7 1S if you're trying to keep the weight down. The only thing is you got to switch this, I mean, unless you're set up with GMB24, but for me, I'm going to cut this off and solder a BT 2.0 connector to it. So yeah, now with that one, I'll have 4. I only have 3 of those batteries right now, so give myself a 4th one. And then the rest of this order is just the dumbest thing ever. It's an OG Baby Hawk plastic frame, camera mount, some of the old 2.3-inch propellers. This is the original propeller, and then some of the upgraded propellers that they eventually put out. So yeah, here's a complete waste of time. I got the rest of the stuff over here for this. Why did I do this? Why did I buy an OG baby? Why am I going to torture myself into rebuilding my very first quad ever? Let's put it in a little build bag here so that it's not taking up so much space. This is not smart. Like this is gonna take like I'm calling it now. This is gonna be like a 10-hour long build. This is gonna take absolutely forever to build. And then I'm gonna end up with a quad that flies horribly. Molded plastic frame, very bendy. It's actually not that bad though. Not terrible. The biggest problem is going to be trying to figure out what flight software to get on here. It's an F3 processor, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do like a Betaflight. Hopefully 4.2. I would love. Oh man, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but rebuilding my very first quad. An adventure in time wasting. Kevin Summers says, I think 4.1 was the last for F3. God damn it. 4.1. I did not like 4.1. I might just do 3.5.7. And then I can be one of these donkeys that says 3.5.7 is the best. Ugh. I like turtles. The camera mount. Look at this ridiculous design. The camera mount goes up like that. You got to mount it on the bottom plate first, and then you have to bring this down over it. And that's how the frame is. And as you can probably guess, this breaks a lot. Every time you crash inverted, you break this stupid camera mount that's sitting up like that. It's really a very silly design. But it's the first FPV rig ever. And it was cheap, man. This thing was $100. That's why I bought it. As my first rig, because it was just so inexpensive. And I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to like flying FPV. Or I was worried that I was either not going to like it, or I was not going to be able to do it. I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to, like, figure it out. Look at me now. So yeah, there's the flight controller, little Femto F3. Action. Bunch of ESCs in here. And then the propellers. I'm going to build it with these, you know, I just realized too is that these propellers are drilled in some weird ass spacing. So if I run these original propellers, these are the ones that it came with when it first came out, I'm only going to be able to use the center hole, the center 1.5 hole for mounting. But I think that these... Yep. So these are the updated propellers that they eventually came out with, and they were nice enough on these guys to put the weirdly spaced proprietary holes on the outside. Hard for you to see that, but the weirdly spaced proprietary, God damn it. The weirdly spaced proprietary holes on the outside, but then a set of regular holes on the inside. So these are pretty much the propellers that I'm going to be using, because I'm not going to put the OG Baby Hawk motors on because they were just dog shit. I'm going to figure out another motor to put on. I don't know what it's going to be, but yeah, so I'll be using these propellers with it. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. I forgot that those motors had a specific bolt pattern. 2.3-inch speed, control, and power Baby Hawk. What you know about that? Let's put all of the Baby Hawk propellers in this little bag here. And then it can live on its days. This is why? This seemed like such a good idea at the time. I needed to get over the free shipping hump, and I was trolling around in their clearance section, and out jumped original Baby Hawk white plastic stuff. You know, the best thing about this white Baby Hawk was that every single time you crashed it, your rig became green. So it was cool. You'd go to the flight field with a white quad, you'd come home with a green one. You'd scrub it down with rubbing alcohol, and then you'd go back out with a more white than green quad. And then I also got a set of their 2306 motors for a future giveaway. 2306 1700 kV. So, yeah. Cool giveaway stuff coming. Let's put it down here with the other giveaway items. I completely forgot that I wanted tonight to be our 3D printing contest stream. So we'll do that maybe on Sunday. I'll just push that off. What are we doing, friends? Kevin Sumner says, I was wrong. 4.0.6 was the last for F3. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely going to be 357. Michael Blade says, Happy Friday. Espander says, keeping near the cars is very hard, but pretty awesome when it happens. Yeah, very true. Kevin Sumner found a 3mm drill bit on McMaster car, $1.22 each. Very cool. Copying that. Mitsaraki says, "Oh, we got that." All right, cool. We're caught up. I have a huge stack of batteries that need to get flown. When we started flying at the place yesterday, we blew through our batteries really quick and then got them all on the charger, and forgot how long Tiny Whoop batteries take to charge. And then we just kept them on the charger, but then we were flying less and less, and then by the time we left, like, all the batteries were charged back up. So, yeah, we're going to be flying a bunch of batteries. Eva's Tiny Whoop is down, so I let her borrow the Acroby BLV4, and it started acting really funny. And so we're going to plug it. She had to change a bunch of stuff to get it set up for her transmitter and stuff like that. So we're going to hop into Betaflight real quick here and set this back up for me. I'm going to rebind to it, and we're going to see what's going on with it. It was acting very, very strange. So let's get Betaflight fired up here. What? Hey, wow, that was a struggle. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through all the tabs. Nothing would have changed in ports configuration. Let's get that. Nah, I think I just use, yeah, whatever. 3.2 accelerometer, good. This looks all fine. LED strip, air mode, OSD. All right, save and reboot. And let's connect again. So configuration is good to go. Let's go to power and battery. That looks fine. Failsafe, nothing would have changed there. Presets, don't need any of that. PID tuning, I'm assuming that, yep, she put her rates on here. All right, so let's switch these rates up. 40, 700, 700, 700, and then 0.7. All right, cool. Rates are fixed. Filtering still looks normal. Just check to make sure nothing else got changed here. Okay, nope, everything else is good. Check the receiver. So this is where we might need to change something. Yeah, so AETR, we got to switch over to TAER. Stick low, I can move back down to 1,000. Stick high is 2,000, that's good. RC smoothing auto factor. All right, cool. So receiver tab is good to go. We are still going to need to rebind it though, but that's all right. And all right, so the modes have changed a little bit. Let's come up here with Horizon. It should be on aux 2. And then we've got beeper. We want that on aux 3 in the all the way down switch position. LED low on aux 2 in the all the way switch down position. That's cool. Flip over after crash. We're going to bring that up to aux 3 in the center switch position. Launch control, whatever, just for fun. All right, I think that's everything. Camera control, FPV angle mix, black box, doesn't have it. OSD disable, we do that in a different way. Head adjust, failsafe, angle, okay, cool. Adjustments, yep, we still got our OSD profile selection, good there. Servos, we don't need. Motors, quad X, props out, D-Shot 300, looking good. OSD is, what is happening with the OSD? Battery voltage, we don't need that. Fly mode, we don't need that. Timer 2, we don't need that. VTX channel, we don't need that. Okay, cool. So now the OSD is all fixed. Save that. Firmware is 4.3.2, LRSPV NV4. I hope that Eva didn't have to put this onto the other version of the hex for, well, we'll know in a minute, for ELRS 3.0. I hope not. All right, everything else is fine. Let's see if it'll bind to my transmitter. I'm worried because the OSD settings that were in there look an awful lot like she had to reflash Betaflight. So let's see. I might need to, I mean, not the end of the world at all, but I might need to reflash this. All right, so here's how you bind.
Welcome to OpenTX.
A Ruby drone, Acro B BLV4. You get your little battery, you get your transmitter ready, and you get your little battery, and you plug it in 3 times. Plug and unplug real quick. Plug, unplug, plug, unplug, plug. And then it'll flash blue. The blue light will double flash like that, and now on your transmitter, you hit bind mode, press to send bind request, binding. Hey, we're good. Fantastic. All right, so we're bound, and we can get out of bind mode here, and then we're gonna power cycle the quad, and now let's see if it'll arm. It's bound. Hey! Ooh, it is angry though. Why so angry, little quad? Could have to do with a battery sitting on the table next to it. Bo Mubarak with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. $20 from my boys Mubarak and Isa. We are from Kuwait and we love you. LOL. Very cool. Thank you guys. Kuwait. Damn. All the way on the other side of the world. Very cool. I don't know anything about Kuwait other than that never mind. I'm not going to trash on previous presidents. You guys know what I was going to say. Yeah, sorry that we were such dicks in the 90s, I guess it was. But hopefully we brought not exclusively pain and suffering. Good to go. I don't know why this thing was acting up on Eva. That's weird. It was really acting strange too. Let's see if it's got video. Yeah, we've got video. There is some video noise though. That's a little odd. So yeah, we're gonna fly a bunch of batteries on this here today. And just kind of continue to compare these new newbie drone 0802 27,000 kV motors to the rigs that I usually fly. And so yeah, let's just dive in. Let's dive in and do this quick battery on here. And then I'm gonna play some of the flight footage from last night, and you're gonna love it. But yeah, just to remind us of these motors. So this is basically a bind and fly newbie drone Acro B BLV4, and I've moved it from the 0802 20,000 kV motors that they ship with to their new 27,000 kV motors. So completely plug and play. The only non-plug and play thing here is I converted it over to BT 2.0, which is important. BT 2.0 is just so much better. We do have some like legitimate motor noise. All right, so I see what's going on. The tune is a little too aggressive right now on this. I mean, this thing shreds though for an almost completely bind and fly rig that weighs what this weighs. This is really good, really decent. Oh, turtle mode is not set up. I missed the mode for flip over after crash, I think. Where you at, little fella? I gotta fix that right now. I crash 800 times per battery. I can't possibly fly this thing around without flip over after crash. Bo, thanks again, man. Super, super, super generous super chat. Much appreciated. Right. Come on. Here we go. All right. Let's get flip over after crash set up here real fast. We're gonna connect, and let's also the tune is like right on the edge, so let's back the tune off a little bit. But first, let's go to modes and okay, it's still on aux 5. I gotta move it to aux 3. There we go. Flip over after crash aux. I could have sworn that I did this. Did I not hit save? No, I hit save. That's weird. I could have sworn that I did that. All right, flip over after crash is now where it needs to be. Oh, I didn't hit save. Look at me. Look at the dumb man. Okay, I gotta redo this. Look at the tiny little brain on Brad. Wait a second. This is weird. Yeah, no, I just didn't save it. Okay. Arm, angle, horizon, head free, fail safe, head adjust, beeper, aux 3 all the way down, LED low, aux 2 all the way down, OSD disable, black box, FPV angle mix. Flip over after crash is in the middle. Great. Pre-arm, paralyzed, launch control. Okay. Now we're good. Okay. Let's click save again just to be sure. Like this. I think I saved the rates. It felt fine, so I'm pretty sure I saved my rates. Yeah, I saved everything else. Okay, so let's get this thing to relax a little bit. Okay, so the master multiplier is super aggressive up at 1.6. Let's back it off a little bit to 1.5, and then the D gains are really aggressive here too, up at 1.4. Let's move them back to 1.2. That should almost certainly take care of it. I am going to add a little bit of anger on pitch here, just because the battery runs on the pitch axis. Dmax I'm going to leave alone. I gains I'm actually going to turn down a little bit. I don't know why. I've just been doing that lately. And I'm going to turn feed forward up a little bit higher than I normally run it, because This is a heavy rig, so I'm trying to kind of get it to chill out a little bit. I'm sorry, get it to be a little bit more on the sticks, I should say, to kind of mimic the behavior of the of my lighter weight rigs. Okay, here we go again. Round 2. Quick battery on the BLV3 on these 0802 27,000 kV motors. I gotta be honest, I am really impressed by these motors. I did not think that they would be able to push this heavier tiny whoop around this nice. Newbie Drone is still working on figuring out the OSD situation. Whoa, that was a huge amount of prop wash. Did I hit something, or was that... Let's try that again. I must have hit the ground. Yeah, no, it's not washing. We good. There is a little bit of prop wash there. Yeah, you can see it. It's not terrible, though. Not terrible. Woo-hoo-hoo. The D-gain was really doing a good job eating that prop wash. I mean, guys, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, usually with heavier rigs like this, I can't do a lot of this stuff. Maybe I'm just getting better, but... Yeah, I mean, this rig flies really decent. What I will say, though, is that on PH 2.0, I was struggling a little bit. So, yeah. A plug-and-play version of this is going to have PH 2.0. Oh, boy! I landed on the drum stool. That'll never happen again. Battery's getting low. I can feel it. Oh, no! I lost 2 of the... Oh, shit. I forgot to charge these goggles last night. I lost 2 of the little foam feet on the bottom of this thing. So it lands much harder now. But I need to do a newbie drone order, and on that order I'm going to get a couple of replacement... they sell sheets of these little foam feet, which is awesome. So yeah, there's that. All right, so yeah, first battery out of the way. Man, I really am shocked at how good this thing flies for what it is. The OSD blinking in and out is admittedly very annoying, but Newbie Drone is confident that they're going to be able to fix that with software. Not being able to put RPM filtering on it is a pain for me when it comes to the tiny lifters, but if you're not building a tiny lifter, then it kind of doesn't matter. So that's really not the end of the world by any stretch. And those are really the main things. Those are really the only 2 things. Admittedly, it is a little bit heavy, but you're buying it from Newbie Drone, so you're going to have a stateside place that you can get customer service from, and that's kind of a big deal. You're not going to get that with a Mobula 6. So for beginners, this rig is completely valid. I know I was a little bit hard on it initially, but man, these 27,000 kV motors they make really good power, and it really helps this thing out. Eventually, this cockroach frame will break, and I will replace it with a Meteor 65 frame. If you were to buy this, you would get the lifetime warranty on the cockroach frame, so you would be able to have Newbie Drone send you a replacement cockroach frame. I like the Meteor frames. The only problem with the Meteor frames is you might need to back the tune off on this a little bit more. No big deal, though. Yeah, I really like, this is so nice. This is really the first time that I've been able to, that there's been like an all newbie drone build that flies really good. Like they've always been kind of beginner focused and like underpowered and yeah, like as somebody with a lot of experience, that's just not all that fun to fly. But let me take you on a little bit more of an upgrade path with this real quick. I'm going to swap out the canopy to a lighter weight canopy. This now involves soldering because you've got to solder the little power and video lead that Newbie Drone uses to a RunCam Nano 3. But for me, I've already got one prepped. So I'm just going to basically like keep reducing, like just do things to this to get it. No, I'm just going to do this one thing. But we're going to save another gram, and this is kind of how I want this thing to live. I don't want to break this goober canopy is the main reason that I'm doing this. I want to get this goober canopy off of here. I use these goober canopies for the tiny lifters, and this is my last one. So I just want to get this camera and canopy off of this if I'm going to be flying this around a bunch. And in the process, I'm going to save a gram and put on this Mobula 6 canopy and RunCam Nano 3 camera that I already have ready to go. There's really nothing to see me removing a couple screws and unplugging a plug, so I'm going to play some of the regular 1S Tiny Whoop footage, analog footage from last night for you guys to oogle and frugal. The hell does that mean? This program is really having a hard time. Here we go. So yeah, this is what the this would be the 32,000 kV rig. This is the one of the ultimate freestyle tiny whoops, and these two guys were really good. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of them. They were telling me like these two guys are the best, and they can do tandem stuff. But there's a couple more guys that weren't there last night that can do some pretty nasty tandem stuff, and they're really excited for us to kind of come back. So yeah, these are the two best drivers. And this is the very first battery, so I'm just trying to get warmed up and get my throttle control dialed in so that I can fly on the dirt with them to try to get that nice low angle, which is, man, this is such an incredible challenge. Such a fun challenge. And that sunlight peeking through those windows there was also a real challenge. It was blinding in the goggles, but it added to like it really added to the experience. This felt so similar to like chasing actual drift cars. It was really funny. This was incredibly cool. Eva and Patrick also, same kind of thing. They were just like, yo, that's really fun. So yeah, if you can find a local group, man, and like, there's no reason for them to not let you fly. Like, you don't affect them in any way. Their cars hit you and they send you flying. They don't hurt you. We don't hurt them. Like, they don't care, and they're line of sight. So they just, we're just like a little nuisance. Yeah. So they've got a little like a little Red Bull can here hung from like a little RC crane. And the drift cars are supposed to try to hit the can with their rear end, which was hysterical because I would chase them just like that through, and like they would knock the can out of the way, and then I would go right where the can used to be. It's so cool. Really fun. Not too much crashing either. A lot less crashing than I thought. I mean, plenty of crashing, but still. And they've got like little street signs set up and like little, man, it's just really, they put on a good little drift track here. It's, I was impressed, man. I was really impressed. These, and they were all super cool. They were super cool with us. They were, they loved that we were there. Two of them also flew. And so that was kind of cool. And they had their tiny whoops there, so they were actually, when they weren't driving their little cars around, they were tiny whooping around, which was just awesome. At one point, we tried to put 4 of us up in the air at a time, but we just had too much. Everybody was on dipoles, and so it was just a nightmare with stepping all over each other. There was a little bit that we had 3 of us up, and that was kind of fun. But yeah, we couldn't get the 4th person up. It was just with 4 of us plugged in. At least one of us had absolutely no like just useless video, so we bailed on that. But if we all got on CP antennas, that would be really cool. Get like 4 cars. See that? I got under the can. If we could get 4 cars out and 4 quads out, that would be absolutely hysterical. All right, just getting this plugged in here. Yeah, and it was fun, man. Like people, another car would just appear, and you chase him around, and man, ugh. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool. So this is going to be the same rig. At some point, you'll see the color of the ducts change, and I think that's when I moved over to a 75mm rig. I think. Don't quote me on that, but and I believe I also recorded DVR from the Tiny Lifter, which I don't believe I've ever done that before. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, there's another tiny whoop ripping around. I think that's one of the guys there. The one kid had a Mo Beetle, and I think they actually both had Mo Beetles. And so, unfortunately, they won't be able to get onto CP antennas, which is kind of annoying. But between Eva, Patrick, and I, we can. I mean, this is a CP antenna on this rig. So I was already on one, but I think I was the only one that was on a proper antenna. So yeah. But I really want to try to. I really want to do an edit with this. I want to edit this footage down so bad. I don't know. I can't. I really can't justify pouring the time into an edit for this when I have so many other edits that really need to get done. But like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a fast edit for this. Or what I did do. I left the Insta360 Go footage on the Insta360 Go, and I'm going to transfer that to my phone so that I can do some Instagram stories with that footage, like while I'm pooping, for example. So yeah, that'll be cool. So watch out for that. My Instagram is linked over on CiottiFPV.com. It's just CiottiFPV. You can just go there and search for my name, and you'll find it. Because yeah, this will be cool with some music. I mean, like, let's see, actually. Come to think of it, let's try it out. Where the hell's my browser window? There it is. Let's see. Let's see what this is like with some jams. Let's try this. Now, how about this? Oh, come on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give it to you. We'll go all in. Ready? Yeah, that's outrageous. I might have to find a couple minutes to get a little quick edit done. Yeah, and they've got track maps up on the ceiling. I'm trying to integrate more like freestyle into the flying. Here's the whole place. Here, you guys go. This is what the rest of the place looks like. We were set up over there. And here's all the sim rigs. Oh, this is cool, man. This is cool, the soundtrack. And you know what? The power play runs at 60 frames. Does the camera run at 60 frames? Let's see. Open Apple bracket. All right. So that's half speed. Nah, that's still 30 frames, I think. That is fucking cool, though. Oh my god, is that cool. Yeah, it's going to half frame rate. Maybe the extra frames were there, but, you know, won't. No, the extra frames aren't there, I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's see how this is. Let's see what this is like. We'll get all rednecky with it. Let's do this. I'll give it the old college try here. That's the best thing ever. Yeah, yeah. You guys gotta, yeah. You gotta do it, man. You gotta find a local group that runs these little RC drift cars. The drivers are really good, but the cars have gyros in them, and like, you don't need the best drivers in the world. Like, if you find a local group, there'll be guys that are probably this good, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. But Oh, nice. Yeah, it was cool interacting with the other tiny whoops too. We also put in a moment of utter stupidity. We both Eva and I did Cinesplore batteries. I'll put that on in a second. That didn't really work. There was so much downwash. Oh yeah, look at that. There was so much downwash that it made flying low enough to get this footage not really work. Yo, that was it right there. Here, ready? Let's get it in here. Here we go. Yeah, I started to get good at this slide sideways kind of jam. Oh man, this is yeah, incredibly fun. Incredibly fun. And a bunch of them have the headlights and the taillights, and there were moments where like you could catch as the sun went down, as it got later, these headlights would light the car in front up when they were doing tandem stuff. It was really slick. That was really fun. Oh, that low pass from the other tiny whoop. What? Where is it? Here? Here it is. Oh no, wait. This should be up here, I guess. Hitting the can. Boogieing out, and now here's the low pass, I think. Come on, there it is. Nice. That's so cool. God damn. Oh my god, this is so much fun. So yeah, here's the Cinesplore battery. Oh, is it gonna play all jacked up? Well, let's see. So this, yeah, all right. So this is from Eva's Cinesplore, which is on GoPro Labs, and it's like 180 megabits a second. So this computer is struggling with that. But yeah, you know what's interesting is that the GoPro, this footage from the Cinesplore is not much better than the Tiny Lifter footage with the Insta360 Go 2. And this was like impossible to fly. Like the amount of ground effect from the Cinesplore was just insane when you were trying to get like an inch off the deck on these. The Tiny Lifter has so much less thrust that it was not nearly as bad of a kind of situation. So yeah, this was interesting, but this was a fail. This was also sketchy, man. Like this, big old Cinesplore was just, yeah, not the right tool for this. I was really shocked at how well the Insta360 Go 2 did. Like, so there's that. That's like, you know, a really fancy, amazing Cinesplore. And then there's the little Tiny Lifter here. Like look what a good job. And like, in fairness, this is stabilized and horizon locked. But like, even just from like a quality of footage standpoint, like this is very reasonable. Look at that. My God. It would be nice to get a little bit more light in here. The Insta360 Go would really wake up with just a little bit more light in here. They said that for next Thursday they're gonna have street lights. I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. This is me trying to turtle mode. But yeah, I like the Tiny Lifter, man. Come on. How good is that? Just smacking it into walls and shit. All right, I played this on the intro. You guys don't need to see it again. Yeah. So there's that. I've now got a Mobula 6 canopy and RunCam Nano 3 on this little guy. Let's throw another battery through it because I've got about a million that need to be flown. This is a super puffy battery. Let's see how it does. Flat spot away. And here we go. So the hunt for so yeah, it's as much fun as I thought it was going to be. And so now I want to do, Cold Front and Penguin with a $5 super chat. He says, installed new motors on my Mobula 7. Now when I arm it, the motors spin randomly, then stop. Props are on right, and the direction is correct. There is nothing about installing motors that should do that. I mean, the easiest way to start that troubleshoot is to put the old motors back on. And that's gonna kind of be the best way to troubleshoot it too. Why is this not binding? What the hell's going on? I just flew this, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Okay, there it goes. That was weird. Yeah, I know that's an annoying troubleshoot, but it is kind of easy. It's just gonna take a minute. Yeah, there's just unless the motors are too much, but they shouldn't be. So yeah, different camera now. This is a RunCam Nano 3. And this thing is a little bit lighter weight now. It saved about 1 gram on this cam. Oops. Oopsie. Why did I do that? It was obvious that I wasn't lined up. Ah! I can fly this thing really hard now. Oh! It went through the gate. I've never done that sideways like that. That's a cool little variation on climbing this this tower. Let's try it again. Okay. Try it again. It's an awkward angle to do that from. Oh, there it was, though. I hit the... yeah, see it wavering back and forth? I hit it. Easy, fella. Easy, easy, easy. Oh, I didn't quite have the... back to momentum. So you guys can see... Oh, it's behind the thing. You guys can kind of see we've got some prop wash going on, which you're probably not used to because the ultimate freestyle tiny hoops just don't prop wash. And so, yeah, you can kind of... it's one of the reasons that they're so ultimate is that they've got a powertrain which is so dialed in, like the weight of the propellers to the amount of thrust that they make to everything else is really well balanced and matched. I would be able to get rid of some of the prop wash with this rig if there wasn't quite so much electrical noise, which I think also has something to do with why the OSD is so kind of flaky. Easy, easy. Careful. This battery is kind of shit. And I can totally tell. Oh. Man. This, what I'm realizing is this rig is right on the limit of being, of having like enough of a power to weight ratio where I'm comfortable. And with this beat up old battery that I just ran, it's not quite there. It's a little bit shy of where I want it to be. And that is why I was missing a lot of those moves. Now, if I put a more fresh battery on it, like this one that hasn't been cycled as many times. So here's a much newer, same battery, but much less cycles on it, much, which is gonna have the, so it's going to have much less internal resistance. I'll be able to hit some of those inverted moves a little bit easier. Let me show you. All right. See the difference already? Don't you dare. Are you kidding me? How did it bounced off the floor up in through the cube and fell down behind? What the hell? How is that real? Oh my god, it's all the way on the other side. What in the hell? Oh! Okay. Gotcha, you little devil. Yeah, so like if I could get RPM filtering to work on here, that would probably bring in enough filtering to then throw some more D-gain at this thing to take care of the prop wash. But prop wash is not the worst thing in the world, unless you're like filming footage for someone that's paying you. If you're just flying for fun, what prop wash is going to tell you is when you're putting the quad into its own dirty air, and that's not a bad thing to know. Oh, that's not a bad thing to know, because if possible, you want to try to not do that. The less often you can put your quad into dirty air, the better. Jesus. No. Stop that. No. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, it was coming right at me. I saw my life flash before my tiny eyes. I saw my tiny whoop life flash before my tiny eyes. Oh boy, what did I just knock over? Oh, that thing. Ah! Oh, not quite. No, not quite. Yeah, so as the battery sags down, the power to weight ratio gets like outside of what I'm used to, and I start to wreck significantly more often, and just like miss stuff that I shouldn't be missing. Like I'm putting in the stick commands that on the Ultimate Freestyle rigs would throw far enough to get, you know, up into this gate, for example, but it's just not getting there because it's a little bit more, because of the higher power to weight, the lower power to weight ratio. Come on now, don't make me walk over there, please. Man, I can almost always get it out when it does this. Usually it's yaw that'll get you out when it gets... Right now it's wedged. It's wedged under the corner. Huh. Can't get it out. Yeah. Ooh, it's really under there. So yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't feel like this is... It's not a full... I think it's like 0.8 or 0.9 of a gram lighter. I don't really feel a difference. Don't you dare. Don't you dare get stuck somewhere unrecoverable again. No! Please be out. Yeah! Oh. That battery went all the way down to Chinatown. I gotta get that one on the charger, or else it's gonna burst into flames. That's annoying too, because that's one of my good batteries. I try the fresh ones. I try not to over discharge like that. That was a silly thing to do. But it's now charging, so it'll be back to life in no time. Let me get caught up on chat because CMYKFPV is in the house. What's up, homie? Ramdogma says animal. Cold Front and Penguin says, how do I set up deadband high, low, neutral on Betaflight? I don't know what that is, to be honest. Deadband, to my knowledge, deadband is only referring to the tiny little bit of stick travel in the center. And so yeah, Betaflight only has one deadband option, and it's just in the center. And you just put a value in, like it's the default is zero deadband. I like to put a value of 4 in there. But yeah, you can put whatever value you want. I have no idea what a high, low, or neutral deadband would be. I don't know how that would work. So yeah, I don't know what that is, Cold Frontin', but yeah, the single deadband option controls the center point. So like what happens after your gimbals get a little bit old is they get a little bit jittery even when they're centered. So when you look in your receiver tab, you'll see the value just kind of vibrating, moving around a little bit. And by setting so if you don't set deadband, the quad will always be trying to follow that little bit of jitter, just subtly. The PID loop will just really subtly be like up and down, left and right. So by putting a couple of points of deadband in, it'll ignore that little bit of jitter when it's dead center, so that when you fly a straight line, it'll just be it'll just be going straight. It won't actually, because every little gust of wind it'll be correcting for, but yeah. Ramdago says, is the 65 Pro worth testing out? In my opinion, no. The beta, the only reason, in my opinion, to run any of these cross-style AIOs that don't have either a VTX or a receiver built in is if you're going hardcore racing. For freestyle or just flying around the house, the Mobula 6 ELRS is just the end-all, be-all. It's got the VTX on board, it's got the receiver on board, it's bulletproof, and yeah, there's just no reason to do anything other than that. The Meteor 65 Pro frame uses slightly bigger propellers, but then you have to run one of these cross-style AIOs in it. So basically, you're gonna have a slightly bigger propeller, but you're gonna have to run an AIO with an external VTX, and that's gonna be heavier than the Mobula 6 with everything on board. So you're going up in prop size, but then you're also going up in weight, so any potential advantage in prop size is gone because the weight went up. Not to mention that in that bigger prop size, there are only 3 and 4 blade propellers. There are not bi-blade propellers, and bi-blades really outperform tris and quads. So yeah, the 65 Pro really doesn't make all that much sense to me. It just forces you to use an AIO that is not ideal for freestyle, anything other than racing, basically. But I mean, so the problem with these our problem is no longer power. So this whole like going to bigger and bigger propellers doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because with our current selection of motors in like 30 and 32,000 kV, we've got plenty of power. The name of the game now is reducing weight to get more float. So yeah, going to a bigger frame with bigger propellers does the opposite. It's a heavier frame. The propellers are heavier. They're going to have less response. They're going to have worse response time. So the PID loop is going to have to work harder, and it's not going to work as well. So yeah, bigger. For an indoor rig, 65 is definitely the way to go. Regular 65 is absolutely the way to go, because we can make plenty of power. We've got plenty of runtime. And I mean, that's really it. That's really kind of the end. Speaking of bi-blades working better, at some point we'll take this off of these new tri-blades and we'll put it on bi-blades and see what kind of a difference there is. But I want to get caught up on chat first. Ram Donko says profile on a switch equals don't tell me now, I might not remember, equals how to change throttle profile on a switch. I don't even know what a throttle profile is. How to change throttle profile on a switch. Throttle profile. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what a throttle profile is, Ram. Tag me again and ask me the question in a different way, and don't say throttle profile because I don't know what that means. Ram Nago says Andy RC might like this. I wonder what we were talking about when he said that. Getting a canker sore on my lip. CMYK says the track layouts on the ceiling are sick looking. Yeah, they really are. They really, really are. That place is really cool. Really well done. Bobby Bag says now if you can do it with a 1080p DVR whoop, I wonder how that would look. So yeah, we've already kind of been talking about it. Walk Snail, I think, might be the hot heat for this drift car chasing. The whole HD0 thing is interesting, but it just doesn't look enough better than analog to really justify the extra 4-point-something grams. I mean, it's nice that I just have it, right? Like I have, sorry guys, I have the stuff here to do HD0. You know, the other problem I have with HD0 is it just kills the runtime, which is also what Walk Snail is going to be. It's really tough. Like, let me play a little bit more of the flight footage. So what I want to show you guys is, at some point I started flying the 75 millimeter rig, the Freestyle Basher rig. Hold on. What is this? Here you go. So here's the 75 millimeter rig. So there's a definite difference between just the agility and the ability to fly really low to the ground, and just like the weight of this rig. What is kind of interesting is the 75 rigs, they do have a little bit more throw because of all the extra weight, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. I would rather have the lighter weight rig, because the drift cars are changing directions pretty quick, and like you're always kind of trying to keep up with them, and yeah, I don't know. But I was actually kind of surprised at how well the 75 mil rigs did. Like this was pretty impressive. I'm now stuck to his hood. But what I want you to kind of notice is how much harder it is to do this with as the weight goes up, right? Like to do a Walk Snail build, it's going to be adding 8-point-something grams. And while that's nothing compared to the Tiny Lifter, right, adding 26-point-something grams plus a second battery, it's still gonna. I mean, the fact is though that a 1S Walk Snail build is gonna be way more accurate than a Tiny Lifter build. So I feel like I still need to do it Patrick was on the sim at this point. And yes, I did make him crash by doing that. Yeah, I don't know. It's if I do a walk snail build, it's gonna have to be in a 75mm rig. The 65mm rigs will not take an extra 8 grams. That's just they're not going out like that. So I don't know, man. Brandon's Baked Beans is sending me a fractal 65. Although I don't know if I want to do it in there. I think I might rebuild the Mobula 6 HD0 just as it in a Mobula 6 frame. Yeah, this car was cool. It had a big set of LEDs inside. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, because I have the HD0 stuff, right? I mean, I could put it into a giveaway, but I know you guys kind of want to see it, and that might be fun. That might be a really fun comparison point, actually. Get the HD0 stuff back into a rig, and then get some footage of this kind of stuff with HD0, clean it up a little bit in post. The biggest problem with the HD0 footage is it has no contrast. It is so flat. And so it really needs to be put into like Premiere and have the contrast pushed up. The walk snail footage is going to look a lot more like the Insta360 Go footage, where it's just much closer to being decent right out of camera. The other thing that I don't love about the HD0 stuff is that having to run that module on the front of my Fat Sharks is going to just drive me insane. But I mean, with the walk snail setup, I'm going to have to buy the DM goggles. I'm not going to get another one of these little modules on the front. That's just it's a lot less expensive and all, but it's just uncomfortable to fly with it. I don't know. This analog footage is okay. It's not great, though. It's not great, let's be honest. I should play around with different cameras in here. I wonder if there's an analog camera that'll look significantly better in here. It is fairly low light. It's hard to tell, but all of the overhead lights, all of the fluorescent overhead lights are turned off, and the only light that we're getting is coming in through those windows and the track layouts up on the ceiling. So yeah, like, as much as I want to do that walk snail setup, yeah, it's just a lot of money, man. Those goggles are just a lot. What are they, $500 for the goggles? That's too much. That's much too much. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do about that. I think first I need to get... Oh, that was a good one. First, I need to get the HD0 build put back together, because I have it. I have it all here. Although I don't know what AIO to use. Yes, I do. It's sitting right over there. That's right. I have the build all ready to go. Yeah. And I could even put it in that purple frame. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Betaflight Cross AIO. So there's that. I think walk snail would be the best. It's just a lot. It's an awful lot of money to buy those goggles. So this is now Tiny Lifter, I think. No. This is the other 75mm rig on the 1002s. This is the this is that Happy Model Mobula 6 AIO that overheats for no reason. This was just like a quick build that I threw together. Eventually the core temperature goes away. I can't deal with it though. Yeah, this guy had a cool little pickup truck. Look at that little guy. So that's Eva flying the Cinesplorer. So I was trying to stay away from that because if I get sucked into the motors, it would just mangle this poor little tiny whoop. Body coming off. There we go. No more core warning. So yeah, the 75 rigs did okay. The 65 rigs are definitely better just because they're lighter. And I also have more batteries in the 65 rig, so I'm more used to them. Core temperature warnings back. Go away. Oh yeah, there's the Cinesplorer. In hot pursuit. That's a cool shot, actually. And not much duct in view with this rig. What's the camera mount on this? So the other one that we were watching had the McStinky mount. Oh right, this has a Mobula 6 canopy with the RunCam Nano on it. So this is RunCam Nano 3 footage here. So let's actually take a look. Let's see which we can compare two cameras, and well, we can actually compare 3 cameras in this spot. So what we're watching right now is current generation RunCam Nano 3. All right, so this is RunCam Nano 3 right now, and looks okay. A little bit flat, but looks okay. Oh, yeah. All right, so we got that. And then if we go one battery before that, we're going to have... this is going to be Foxier Razor. Foxier Nano Razor. No, it's not. This is now the old school RunCam Nano 3 with the round lens that you can't get anymore. Man, you can really see the difference in power to weight with this rig. Other tiny whoops zipping down below. Okay, yeah, so this is all the old school RunCam Nano 3, which of course looks better. Then I guess it would be this battery here. No, it's this battery here. There we go. Here's the Foxier Pico Razor Nano. Pico Nano. Pico Nano. Nano Pico? I don't know. The Foxier Razor. R-A-Z-E-R. We can see it's significantly wider field of view. Especially vertically. We've got a ton more duct in view. It is slightly lower camera angle, though. Yeah, definitely a little bit less camera angle. But it is definitely also a little bit wider. That's for sure. What do you guys think of like the camera quality in comparison? We'll go back and forth in a second here. So in terms of like the quality of the camera and how it handles the light, this is the Razor. This is the Foxier Razor. And then this is the current gen. Hold on. This is the current gen RunCam Nano. Stop that. Pretty close, actually, all things considered. Let's get like a freeze frame going here. Let's wait until we have the car in view real nice. Although this car is all lit up. Let's get one of the non-ultra lit up cars. Here we go. All right, there's one. So let's get that. And then let's pull this up. Okay, cool. So here's the Pico Razor. Let's get a regular car in view. Come on. Try to get it facing that back wall. Oh, the super lit up cars in this flight as well. What I want to try to get is it pointing at a similar car, but and pointing towards that wall in the same way. Let's see here. There we go. Well, let's just try it. So, oh, look at the difference in vertical field of. Okay. Okay, now that's... Okay, so that's right. My Razor camera is, yeah, it's same width, but look at all that extra field of view. So that's also why there's extra ducts in view. This is PAL, right? I think this is PAL that you get more vertical field of view. Jesus, what a difference. So for the Pilot, this extra vertical view is really nice, but in this case, we're getting like cinematic footage, right? So the wider field of view camera is better. Somebody in chat confirm, what is PAL the one with more vertical field of view? I think it is, right? Huh. Hold on. Man, that is a lot of extra field of view. PAL versus NTSC Cam FOV. Take a quick look. Okay, so here we go. Yep, PAL has more vertical field of view, but PAL is only 25 frames a second. Okay. So yeah, this is the PAL camera here, and then this is the NTSC camera here. So this camera is also going to be 30 frames a second versus this PAL camera, which is 25 frames a second. Let's see if we can slow them down and notice the difference in frame rate. I can do that live, actually. This PAL camera should it should like jump, right? Because it's only getting 25 frames a second, but this is recording 60. So it's either going to skip a frame or it's just going to play back at a slightly different speed. So yeah, this is not the difference between 4:3 and 16:9. This is the difference between PAL and NTSC. Man, I'm shocked at how much more field of view there is on this PAL camera. For like an FPV cam, I would really rather have PAL. After looking at this, Jesus. But for these tiny whoops, for chasing these things, I would actually rather have NTSC. Because it gets the ducts out of view. Good God. What a difference. I don't really see any difference in speed here between the two of them. In looking at them in slow-mo. Let's bump the size on this one up. Let's get them to be roughly the same size here. So what are we seeing between these two? What are the differences here? I mean, might as well keep making these bigger to use the whole screen up. Come on now. There we go. So, what do we see between these two? This one's a little bit more yellow. This is the Razor on the right. A little bit more yellow, that's fine. I mean, you just take that out and post. But I think that the Razor on the right is a little bit over sharpened. There's some, it's like really showing the texture of the breakup, so to speak. Whereas on the left here, it's a little bit softer, which kind of works. Yeah, see, like, look how much noise there is on there. And I guess there's maybe also a little bit less noise on the left here. They're both handling the light completely fine. Pretty similar. I think I like the RunCam 3 Nano on the left here. Huh. I would not have guessed that. Both totally good totally fine cameras. Now, let me show you guys the Newbie Drone BI camera. I think that should be here. No, it's not this one. Should be the next one. Yeah, there it is. So this is now the Newbie Drone BI camera on the Tiny Lifter. What the hell? Is this when we were getting interference? What is going on here? Yeah, this is looking through somebody else's. Okay. Well, that's worthless. I could have sworn. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here's the tiny lip. Wait, is it? Yeah, no, this is still when we're trying to get video situated. Oh man, I don't think I DVR'd the Tiny Lifter battery. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we were having some struggles for a minute here. That's super annoying. I was really interested in looking at that. So this is the Jungle Gym, the ultimate Jungle Gym basher rig. Oh yeah, this is when there were four cars out. So this is again the Pico Razor. Yeah, it's really noisy and it gets really noisy and grainy. I like the RunCam better. This rig is so overpowered for this too. This is not the right quad, but it was very fun to fly this around. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't like this Razor camera nearly as much as the RunCam 3 Nano. This blue and white car here has a little LED tailpipe that lights up when he comes off the throttle. Really, really cool to look like little pops and bangs and fireballs. This is when since this rig has so much power, I was trying to kind of throw it around a little bit to get a little bit of Gavver drift footage action. And you can see now it's a lot darker in here. The sun has gone completely down, so there's no light coming in through the windows whatsoever. And so now the headlights on the cars actually start to show up, which is really, really cool looking. RC drift cars after dark. Man, what a bummer that the Tiny Lifter footage didn't record. That's kind of incredibly annoying. Let me check one more time. The prop guards are going to look completely different, so it'll be easy to pick it out. So this is the Jungle Gym basher here. More Jungle Gym basher, okay. And then this is the 1002 rig here. I think. Wait, no, is this? No. Okay, this is it. This is the. Is it? This might be the Tiny Lifter. No, it's not. It's not. This is the 1002 rig. Because I remember going into the OSD and I turned the tune down a little bit to try to get the core temperature warning to go away. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, no. It didn't record the Tiny Lifter footage. It's completely worthless. And then this is the ultimate freestyle Jungle Gym basher again. Okay. Yeah, it didn't record it. That's all right. Yeah. Oh my God! It's 8:50. What? 8:55. Jesus. What were we? We're supposed to do. Let's do a little more fine. A little more fine. A little more fine. Here's the best rig from yesterday. The ultimate freestyle tiny whoop with the 32,000 kV motors. Let's throw this up in the air real quick, and then we'll send you guys off to get you some drugs. I mean, bot grinder.
Welcome to Open.
Freeloader says snail goggles are 400 and something now. Well, that's nice. Northern Tier says, what surface are those cars running on? Looks like carpet. It is carpet. They run smooth plastic tires. And they were telling us that on the carpet is faster. A lot of the drift guys run on like tiles or like linoleum, and they go even slower. And I was like, well, this is kind of nice that you guys are going faster, to be honest. It matches up better with the speeds that these things kind of carry. So that was pretty slick. McMugga says, kicking myself for waiting to get the Moon Travelers. Tried to buy 2 sets and they only had 1 left. What great motors they really are. They're just magic. I wish I'd kept my extra set, to be honest. But Ramdago says, is that the 58,000 N apostrophe D's? Teehee, fun. Espander says, time to bed. Later, brother. Vertuski says, can you recommend a toolkit with drivers, rechargeable, soldering iron, etc., so I don't have to keep buying individual tools? Not really. I don't know of any toolkits, to be honest. I mean, like specifically, everybody's got a toolkit. Newbie Drone has one. Actually, you know what? I lied. I've heard good things about the Newbie Drone toolkit, so check that out. Oh man, I'm home. Can you guys see the difference? Like, there is a huge difference between these Mega KV 0702 Mobula 6s and just everything else. It's a quickness, it's a lightness, it's an ability to change directions. It's an ability to throw itself up in the air like a son of a bitch. All that being said, I mean, you get no support. I think I still went through that gate. Oh god. You get no support, right? Like, if you're gonna buy a Mobula 6, try to buy it from GetFPV or Pyro Drone or Race Day Quads, so that if it shows up and it doesn't work out of the box, you're at least not having to ship it. They should take care of you, and you should not have to ship it to Jabipsville. I mean, you just don't. If you buy something from Banggood and it breaks, you just don't send it back. You just suck it up and buy it again, unfortunately. Or quit the hobby. Come on now. Really struggling now. Got it. If you're trying to get somebody into the hobby, I don't know about this whole Mobula 6 thing. Oh my god. Although it will get them ready for, like, all of the hobby, which is, you know, for the most part, like, no returns, no nothing. But, you know, like, there's so much to learn in the hobby that, like, immediately indoctrinating someone into the pains in the ass stuff is maybe not a great idea. I'm sorry, but there just is no other tiny whoop that you can bang out 3 inverted power loops like that in a row. Crisp, repeatable, like, with sharp, yeah, repeatable my ass. With, like, you know, instantaneous stall. Really? The fucking socks got me? The fucking socks got me! Them socks, they got me. CMYK says, do you like the Goober V2 canopy? In theory, I like it, but it's awful heavy. And then if you put... so the new Goober canopy is designed for screw mount cameras, and those screw mount cameras are significantly heavier. So the canopy itself is kind of heavy, and then the camera that you're going to put in it is going to be heavier. So yeah, I'm not, like, I love that it exists, but I'm not going to run it just because it's just too much weight. I gotta test if on the tiny lifters it might be a good option. But I don't want those things gaining any extra weight. I love this little tower thing. Battery's going dead. Oh boy. Am I gonna have to take another walk? No. Ah! Ah! Oh god, it's farther away. Oh my god. Yeah, this tiny whoop is just the absolute greatest thing on earth. It's just magic, and I love it, and it makes me want to give myself a hug. What doesn't make me want to give myself a hug is the Fat Shark goggle beep. That makes me want to scream and cry and pee my pants. CiottiFPV with the last question of the live stream. He says... No, Freeloader says, what props for the tiny lifter? It depends on what motors, how high of a KV in motors. Tiny whoop props are so cheap, buy them all. Make up your own mind. The new Gem Fan 1.6 inch props are great. And then the Gem Fan bi-blades are great. CMYK says, would it be worth it to run individual ESCs on a rig to learn how all that works? Not really. Not only are you going to have a hard time finding individual ESCs, but it's just a nightmare. It's too much soldering. It's too heavy. Yeah, I would not. Do not recommend. Thanks for hanging out, friends. I'm going to... I'm glad that this thing is okay. That's pretty awesome. Let me see what the weight is on this guy now. McMuka says, did you turn off the receiver? I don't turn it off anymore. I took the plastic case off of it, so now it can shed heat a little bit better. 22.8 grams. So 22.8 grams, which is almost a full gram lighter because I switched it over to the Mobula 6 canopy. Yeah, I did that more for durability, personally, but I really am truly impressed by these 27,000 kV 0802 newbie drone motors. Good for them. I'm really glad that they came around and made a nice, powerful motor. So yeah, if you're trying to get somebody into the hobby, a newbie drone Acro B BLV4 with these 27,000 kV motors is plug and play. If you want to do them a favor, solder up BT 2.0 for them. And yeah, if they have any problems, they can talk to Dalton and he'll get them straightened out. And they'll have something that flies very decent. Most impressive. Good work, newbie drone. Welcome to the dark side of powerful motors. Go get you some bot grinder, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. CiottiFPV.com is how you can make your life better and support your gangly buddy. I'll send you guys out with a little bit more of this flight footage here. This is the last battery that I flew there, which we kind of just zipped through. I'll put on some copyright-free music for it. Let me pick a song that's not terrible. This'll work. All right, friends, I'll see you Sunday. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.